very happy. Tell me why this author killed this girl. And I cried again. I cried again. He needs to fix up. That man needs to fix up. It's R-rated, but it was still so fire. That book. That book. Please, if you are in the Christian faith, but what transformation do you want your customers to have? Yes, I do not understand. Spoiler alert, please. Spoiler alert. Because this redeeming love. Oh, top 5. Top 4. Okay, please. We shouldn't, shy away from naysayers or like people that do not believe. Like, no, we should hear that, point of view and still be able to see God in that. I don't exactly know how on earth he would ever be watching my video, but if he's watching me, bro, just try. Respectfully, gave me the ick. If anybody's irritating you, it shouldn't be the protagonist, honestly. Child, if you know about manifestation in this 21st century, what you know? Did you read it? Guys, did you read the book? What do you think about the book? Hello guys, so welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited for this video. First of all, thank you for watching. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if you are a new subscriber or if you're new to my channel, thank you so much and welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy it on here. So yeah guys, as you can tell from the title, I'm going to be tier ranking all of the books that I read this year. I am so excited because I feel like this is my launch into booktube, because I used to love reading like when I was younger. I loved reading like novels and all of that, and I just fell off of it. I just fell off of the reading. And throughout last year, throughout my adult years, during my early 20s, I didn't read at all. And this year I was like, yeah, I want to get back into reading, and I've been able to read so many books, and also I've been able to read them actually for free. So stick to the end of this video and I'm going to be telling you exactly how I did that, because I read it on my phone, and I'm not going to be gatekeeping the sites that I use to get these books for free. But as a disclaimer, I just do not want it to look like I am promoting, not compensating people for their work. If you can get the books, if you can get the physical books, it would really help you a lot. But yeah, I just wanted to get into reading, and I didn't want to commit to a book that I wasn't sure of, because I'm very sure that the books that I really like, I'm going to find a way to actually like buy the physical copy. But yeah guys, that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm so excited. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. We're going to be tier ranking the books based on 5 categories. Okay, so the first category is it lives in my head rent-free. Okay, these are the books that I read that changed the chemistry of my brain, changed something in my brain. I just loved it. Then the tier below that is a great read and I will read it again. Okay, so these are the books that they were not like mind-blowing or like make me cry, but they're still really good books and I would definitely read it again. Yeah, and then the middle tier is it was fun while it lasted. So these were the books that, yeah, they were good, they were fun. Yeah, they were fun, but yeah, while it lasted. But it's not something that I was thinking of after I read the book. It's not something that I'm definitely like, it's definitely not something that I'm going to read again. If I have the chance to, I would definitely not read it again. And then the next one is I felt nothing. Okay, so these are the books that I just didn't feel anything. Like they were just like, yeah, just reading and just got to the end. Some I didn't even finish, which I'm going to be talking about in this video as well. Then the last one is that respectfully, this gave me the ick. I was like, no, this I can't do it. I cannot do it. So yeah guys, those are the tiers and let us get straight into it. So of course guys, I had a Notion template for all of the books. Course, I'm a Notion girly, so yeah, we gotta track the books. Just all of the books that I read this year, and then these are all of the ratings. Did I did I finish it, all of these books. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that. So the first book that I read, Atomic Habits. Oof, Atomic Habits did a thing with me, okay, because everybody talks about it and honestly it deserves all of the hype. Like just actionable steps for you to take. Definitely rate this a great read. We'll read it again. It talks about how you can like build up your habits, make them easy, make them obvious, make them attractive, and make them satisfying. So it was just a really good book. And the next book that I read was Becoming Mrs. Lewis. So Becoming Mrs. Lewis was really fun for me because it was about the woman that became C.S. Lewis's wife. So if you don't know C.S. Lewis, he's like kind of like a legend in the Christianity forum. She was actually divorced and then she had to move. Yeah, so it's just really cool. I don't know if I should be talking about like the plot in this video. I don't think I want to talk about the plot in this video. So yeah, that's just like the basic summary of the book. So I really liked it. I would definitely read it again. And then the next one that I read was Still Like an Artist. So Still Like an Artist was fun for me as well. So it was actually fun to read. It was just something that, just like constant reminder of you to just like gain inspiration from the people that you gain inspiration from. And yeah, it was a really good book, and I would definitely rate it. It was fun while it lasted. Oof, oof, oof. we are at the first 5-star book. Oh, Redeeming Love. Oh, top 5. Top 4K. Please. This book changed something in me. I'm going to insert a picture of how I was when I was towards like the end. I cried. And honestly, the book now, like, they now turned the book into like a movie. I watched that movie and I cried again. So yeah, the book is so amazing. It's about, this girl. She went through so much in her childhood. Like, she went through so many, traumatic experiences. And like, when she became a young adult, she was a prostitute, and God sent someone to her to help her to, rebuild her, to love her, to show her love, and to, help her to overcome all of the trauma, all of this. And it's just a really good book. And it's actually by Francine Rivers. And honestly, guys, I'm even going to like insert, like, legit, like, after I read another book that she wrote, I legit had to send an email to this woman telling her that she's doing it, because I was trying to check her on like Instagram. I couldn't see her, so I just had to like let it off my chest. The gratitude that I felt towards this woman for this wonderful work of art that she's doing for the Christian community. Because with all these like fiction books, they can get kind of steamy, and you may not want to indulge in them because of sex scenes. But because it was written by a Christian woman, she made it like really R-rated, but it was still so fire. It was so amazing. And honestly, I love how the book is based on a Bible character. It's based on Hosea. So this was the person in the Bible book. He married a prostitute, and the prostitute kept on going, and he kept on following her, like kept on bringing her back home and everything. And I believe that the story was kind of like a representation for God's love for us. So God will love us. God will bring us into his home, and then we'll drift away because of our sinful desires. And God will always come back for his sheep. He'll always look for that lost sheep. And it was just an amazing book, honestly. Like, the book was amazing. And the fact that I never even watched the movie again and I still cried, that just shows that he really did capture the essence of the book, and capture the essence of the book beautifully. And yeah, it's such like, it lives in my head rent free. Like, I think about it all the time, and I'm just so grateful that we have someone like Francine Rivers helping us. So yeah, guys, that is that for that. So let us get on to the next book that I read. The next book that I read was Set Apart Fasting Guide by Mazino Malaka. So this was when I wanted to start getting back into fasting and all of that. And I just had to read the book just to like see, okay, what's like, how can I do it, all of that, because I like her podcast. I think it's You Can Rest Here. So I really loved her podcast. So when I saw that, okay, she had like a book for fasting, and I wanted to get into fasting as well, I had to download it. So it's free, you can download it. And yeah, so I will give this, should I give this from what last, because it wasn't like really groundbreaking, but it's just, yeah, I think it was from what last. Yeah, I definitely will not read it again. So yeah, guys. And then How to Win Friends and Influence People. So I don't know. Okay, I was in my grind. I wanted to start networking, volunteering, and I was like, okay, I want to like read social books, but this just didn't do it for me. I legit couldn't finish it. Like, I just had to I couldn't finish it. I don't know if it's because it just wasn't my vibe. It just wasn't something that I was passionate about at the time. So I was just like, yeah, this is just not for me. So I legit couldn't finish it. And yeah, and then the next one we have is An Offer from a Gentleman. So this is the Bridgerton series, because I had watched like the whole Bridgerton series like in January, I believe. So when I tell you that I was so obsessed with it that I had to find out, okay, what are the stories for the other people. So I believe that An Offer from a Gentleman is the story of Benedict, and Benedict is my favorite character, my favorite guy. He's my favorite Bridgerton guy in the movie. So I wanted to know his story before they released the TV show. So yeah, I read it, and it was actually fun. It was actually a good read, actually. So I think I would definitely give it a great read. Would read it again. It was fun. It was nice. It was nice to read. So yeah. Or should I make it about someone lasted? I don't know. Maybe it was someone lasted. Maybe it was someone lasted. Yeah, it was someone lasted. And then the next one that I read was the Fashion Business Manual. So this is just like, a non-fiction book. So I wanted to, start another brand, a loungewear brand. But I later postponed that for later when I'm, like 35 and, I've made money and I can make it what I really want to make it. So yeah, I just had to just put this in the back burner for now. So, but I read that book because I wanted to, just gain knowledge on how, fashion businesses work. So it was okay. It was okay. It was okay. It was like, I felt nothing. Yeah, it didn't give me like groundbreaking thing of like, oh, this is how you run a business, all of that. So yeah, I'm building a story brand. Oof, oh. This book is what it is, okay? Because I read the book for the business, of course, but I also read it for the Notion business that I have now, and it just really helped me to just gain insight into who exactly I want to help, how exactly I want to position the brand, how exactly I want to position the marketing, and it just gave me so much clarity on the business. And I would highly recommend if you want to start a business and you want to really get clear on, okay, who am I serving? Like, who do I want to be speaking to? Like, who is my target audience, so to say, and what message do I want to be giving to them? It's just so amazing. Like, it's definitely a must read if you want to start your business, and I would highly recommend. Okay, so the next one that I read was to Sir Phillip with Love. Okay, so I love Eloise as well. She's my favorite girl in the Bridgerton series, so I had to read her book, but I really liked her story, so I would definitely rate it great read. We'll read again. Yeah, I would definitely read it again. I love the way it was written. I like her storyline and everything. Next one that I read was November 9th. So this is just about a story, of course, about a boy and a girl. So I think the girl went through trauma based on she got burnt or something. I believe that's the storyline. And yeah, the guy was just really nice to her, even though she had a lot of insecurities. And they would meet, and they decided to meet every year on November 9th, which was when they met. Yeah, I think that's the storyline. So it was okay. Or it's okay. And then 101 Essays by Brianna Waste. I don't know. I just couldn't finish the book. It was just not she was saying a lot of nice things, but I feel like it's because it was just really long, and it was just me reading a list. There was no clear plan for it. It wasn't flowing. I think that's the thing. It wasn't flowing but I feel that is the what she wanted. That's the way she wanted, and a lot of people liked the book, but it just wasn't my vibe, so I couldn't finish it. But I think I would still rate it was more lasted. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, I just couldn't finish it because it was just I'm just reading quotes, and yeah, that's not the vibe I was going for at the time. So yeah, and then the next one was The Courage to Be Disliked. I really liked this one. Because it was and I also liked the way it was written. So it was written in a case of dialogue. So that's the way it was written, dialogue between a young man and a philosopher, an older philosopher. So it was really nice. It's just, as the book says, you you should have the courage to be disliked. Not everyone is going to like you, and you should not take other people's tasks as your own. Other people, the way other people perceive you, the way other people act towards you is their own task. It's their own thing to worry about. You do not have to worry about that. You have to worry about yourself. What do you do? And of course, it touches other points in the book. So yeah, I would but let's not read it again. I don't exactly know if I would read it again, but it was fun while it lasted. Okay, I think I'll read it again. I think I'll actually read it again. Yeah, that's that. And then The Mountain Is You by Brianna Waste. Yeah, I couldn't finish it as well. I just don't know. I just don't vibe with her writing, with the way she writes. I don't know. It's just me, because this book, The Mountain Is You. Honestly, a lot of people have recommended it, and it's just not my vibe. I just didn't enjoy it. So yeah, The Mountain Is You, Brianna Waste. I felt nothing. Yeah, I felt nothing. And then the next one is Daring Greatly. So yeah, this one is about just being bold and having the courage to be vulnerable. So it's from different things, that okay, maybe in your relationships, but also in like your career, everything, just being bold and just being, having the ability to dare greatly. And just, there's this quote that she puts in the book that people, I'm paraphrasing here, but she said that people that talk about what other people are doing are only talking because they're not in the arena. Okay. I'm going to put it on screen here because don't want to spoil the way she speaks. So I would say it was fun while it lasted. It's definitely not something that I would want to read again. It wasn't mind blowing for me. So and then the next one that I read was Insurgent. This one as well, I just couldn't finish it. I don't know, this one was even worse than the Mountain Dew. I think I'm even going to put it, but hopefully this gave me the egg. And of course, this book is like the second book of Divergence, Insurgent, and Allegiance. So of course, I like at that time I had watched the Divergent film, and I was like, okay, let me watch the Insurgent. Like, let me read the Insurgent book. But as I started it, was just like, the writing thing. I don't know. Comment down below. Have you read the book? Did you like it? Because me, I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. Honestly, it did not do it for me. So gave me the ick. I couldn't even get past the first chapter. I was like, this is not for me. And honestly, I think this should even be here as well. The Mountain Dew too gave me the ick. It gave me the ick. It is what it is. And then the Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight. So this was fun as well. This was a good read. I would definitely rate it a 3. The 3 is fun. So what this is like, it was like a love story between a guy and a girl that met in the airport. So they met in the airport, and so that's just basically what it is. And then for the girl, she was going to her father's wedding while the guy was going to his mother's burial, because his mother had cancer. But while they were there, the guy did not tell the girl that was what he was going for. So I think that's the main thing of the story. And I actually watched the movie as well, and the movie was quite fun. Rex, what is it? You want to see one? Did you read it? Rex, did you read the book? What do you think about the book? Stop. Yeah, it's okay. Good. So it was a fun read. It was fun while it lasted. It was fun while it lasted. And then the next one is The Fourth Wing. So this one is Fourth Wing. So this one is just it's kind of like a fantasy book. So it deals with dragons. They have dragons. They have I've forgotten the other thing that they call them. And this book is actually really long, but you won't even know. The time will just fly by because it's actually really fun. It was written well. It's about a girl that because they divided them into factions. It's kind of like Divergent, where they divide people in the world into factions. So the girl at the beginning, she was supposed to be in the reading section because she was kind of shy. She was really weak. She wasn't this strong person. But later turned out that she had to now join the fighting force, the faction where they fight and where they protect the country and everything. And so she had to now build up her muscles. She had to build up her confidence in herself. And that's just basically what the story is about. And of course there's love story there. So but that's just the main story of it. It's just a girl finding her strength and finding her confidence in herself. And it was a fun read. I really enjoyed it. And so then the next one is Lean Startup. So this book was really formative for me as well. So this was a book that I now read when I wanted to start this Notion business after I had already read the story brand. So where is the book? So I would definitely rate this one. Great read. We'll read it again. It just really gives you insights into how you can just start with your MVP. Just start with what's with the lowest version of what you can do, and then you can build up from there. So it was really fun. I would definitely read it again. Then the next one is Ego is the Enemy. So this book was really nice as well. So, and I also love how the book, because you can think that okay, you can only be battling ego when you have made it, but no, even when you are in your beginning stages, you can still battle with ego. Because for instance, maybe ego would stop you from doing what you want to do, from starting that thing, because you do not want other people to see you fail. So it was really fun for me. So I think he divided it into 3 categories. So the beginners, people that are in the battlefield that they've started and they're going, and then the last one was, people that have actually gained success. So it was really good read, and yeah, I'll definitely read it again. And next one is A Lineage of Grace. Oh, that's Francine Rivers. That is Francine Rivers. So the book was really nice. So the main, thing about the book is that it's talking about the women, 5 notable women in the lineage of Jesus Christ. It also talks about Mary at the end. So just giving us insight into how their life would have looked like, how they would have been thinking, the dialogue they would have been having. Because, of course, in the Bible, it doesn't really go in deep into how these women, these notable women were thinking, or the main thing. So of course, this is going to be divinely inspired. We're not supposed to take everything that we read in the book as fact, but it just gives us an insight, especially with Mary. How was it like for her, when she, got pregnant. I would definitely read this leaves were, oh, would I say leaves were in my head? I don't want to abuse that, so it's a great read. I would definitely read it again. But if I was to put it on the scale, and between 4 to 5, I would definitely put this on a 4.8. Yeah, but just not at that 5, because it just wasn't as Redeeming Love was. Oof. And then the next one that we read was The Power of Strangers. Okay, so this was a book, of course, as you can tell from the title, The Power of Strangers. How people that you don't necessarily know, even if you talk to them, they can still make you happy. You can still make other people happy. You can still interact with other people. Of course, it just gives you okay, why you should do it, and then also how you can do it, and practical tips and all of that. But one thing that I will say about this book, I don't know, this man just, because it's an atheist, and then he went through a whole lot. He now dedicated a whole chapter of why he doesn't believe in God, and it's bro, thing about strangers here, there's absolutely no reason for you to do this. We don't want to know. Do you get I just feel that was just very unnecessary, because that just shows that, because when you are having that urging you to say, oh, God does not exist, you need to check yourself. So if peradventure you're watching me, the author, I don't exactly know how on earth he would ever be watching my video, but if he's watching me, bro, just try it. Hear the teachings and see for yourself. But yeah, I think I would definitely read it. It was from what last night. It was a good book. Yeah, it was a good book. Yeah. And then $100 Million Offers. I really love this book as well. It's a very great read. I would definitely read it again, because this book was the book that now had it put in my mind that I should actually charge. Okay, because when I was to start this Notion business, I just made a very random, very basic Notion template. And I was just okay, I'm just going to start as free. I'm just going to start this template, I'm going to make it free. But then as I read the book, I was just okay, it just built my confidence up for me to realize that no, you can actually do so many things that will justify you charging for the money, and the sooner you charge, the better. Okay, so this book just really put in my head that no, start charging. And yeah, so I definitely like the book. I would definitely read it again, and it's very actionable as well, by Alex Omozi. I don't know if I said that. And then this one is Weather Girl. So this book was from what last time. It was okay. It was okay, because it's just about a book, of course, as you can tell from the title, Weather Girl. So it's about a girl that was working in a weather forecast company, and then the guy that she loved in the book as well, he was working with her, I believe. Yeah, he was her co-worker. The fact that I can't remember exactly what happened, so I don't think it was something that was that yeah. The next one that I read was $1 Million Leads. So this one was just about how you can get leads for a book, basically. So it was really actionable as well. It's by Alex Omozi as well. So yeah, I'll definitely read a great read. So yeah, you should check that out if you're into business and all of that. And the next one I read was Show Your Work. At this time, I was just really it was just really giving me the ick, because I had already started posting about Notion business, and I was getting the ick about myself. And yeah, so when I saw the book, I was okay, let me try to read this book and just ginger myself It's just a really good book, just telling you okay, you need to show your work. Okay, you're doing all these things, but show it, post it. Don't feel bad that you're posting, even if people are not watching, it's still very good for you to put yourself out there and just because you never know what might come out of it. So yeah, and then the next one I read was Story Worthy. So this one, it was one lasted. This would just really help you to, tell better stories, and not just even like, because he is like, I think he's like a stand-up, no, I don't think he's a comedian, but I think he's like a storyteller. So he does like shows. But he also said that, storytelling doesn't have to be, limited to people that, are storytellers by profession. You can also like tell stories like to your like loved ones, to your family members when you're like outside, talking with your friends. You can, just tell better stories with moments that you have in your life. And he gave really actionable tips as well. So I really like that. Really, really, really actionable book. I would highly recommend. Next one is Iron Flame. So this book was okay. Honestly, it was fun, but it wasn't as good as this other book, because it's actually like the second book for Fourth Wing. So the main one about this book was that at the end of the Fourth Wing, she was now really strong and everything. And then the Iron Flame is just like the continuation of the book. So in the beginning of the book, she realized that, did I spoil it for you? Spoiler alert. So she realized that her brother was still alive, because she thought that her brother had died. But apparently her brother was still alive, and they were planning like a revolution or something like that. And she joined her brother. And yeah, that's basically what that one is about. Yeah. I just remembered what happened at the end. I don't want to say it because the other book hasn't come out. So of course, yeah, I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it, but it was fun. It was a fun book. And then the Scorecard Marketing. So this was actually cool. So this one is just like, basically quizzes, just like a business book as well. Just telling you, okay, like you need to know about your customer. Okay, so it made me fully understand, the importance of, actually like, getting information from your customers, and just using that to, build your business and all of that. And the next one is the 22 Immutable Laws of Marketing. So this one was nice, but it just didn't do it for me. But I think that is because it's like a really old book. Like examples there, like social media was not taken into account when they wrote this book. So yeah, it just didn't do it for me. So yeah, that's just after that. And then the next one is the Brand Flip. So this book is really nice. I really liked this book. And I really learned a lot from this book. It's like a thing of, okay, it is the brand, like it is the customers that run brands now, not brands running customers. No, like it's a customer that is going to tell you, okay, this is what I want. So yeah, I wasn't really able to really implement the things that I learned in this book yet, because my customer base is not that good now. But yeah, when I do get customers, I will definitely implement other things that I learned in this book. And then next one is Feel Good Productivity by Ali Abdaal. So I'm a huge Ali Abdaal fan. I love his videos, but I'm gonna rate this at 3. I don't know. It just wasn't spectacular. I don't know. It's not spectacular. It felt like it was just okay. It was just an okay book. It's an okay book. Of course, I learned some things, but it just wasn't. Yeah, but of course he's coming out with his next book. The first book is never really the best, so I understand that one. So yeah. Then who do you want your customers to be? Oh, I loved this book. I when you say I loved this book because it's really, why is the defining decade not there? Why didn't I speak about the defining decade? Now I did not talk about the defining decade. I have absolutely no idea, because this book is rated 5 stars. Yes, I really enjoyed this book, because this book is just really talking about how you should take your 20s seriously, how your 20s are not a time for you to just pass you by. You're supposed to be actively doing things, actively trying things, so that you will know that you have really explored yourself and who you are in your 20s, so that when your 30s roll around, you can now decide, okay, yes, this is what I'm going to do. Because there's this connotation that, 20s are for you to just, live life and just do. No, because she's like a psychologist, so she studied like 30s to 40s, and she always noticed that all these things, like people that feel like unfulfilled, or like they're not where they're meant to be in their 30s and 40s, is because in their 20s they likely did not take it seriously. And of course, it's not a case of, okay, you have to figure your life out, you have to be successful in your 20s, but you have to be trying. You have to try, like you have to be looking for things that will show you who you are, trying things, all of that. So it's a really, really, really good book. It talks about how you can do exactly this for like your relationships, for your career, for your personal growth, all of that. So I really, really, really loved the book, and I would highly, highly recommend the book. So yeah, I don't know why I missed that. And then the next book is Who Do You Want Your Customers to Be? I loved this book so much because it just really like, spoke to me, like it legit spoke to me, because it's really important for you to realize that, okay, but what transformation do you want your customers to have when they encounter your brand, when they buy from you, when they patronize you? Like, who do you want them to become? Transformation is your business going to bring about in their lives. So I really, really, really enjoyed that. The next one is Take Your Shots. So yeah, this one was okay. I don't exactly remember exactly what happened, but yeah, it was okay. It's a business book as well, just telling you, take your shot and just be bold about what you want. What about asking for what you want? The next one is Go for No. So this was from our last set as well. Just going for what you want. It was okay. It was from our last set. It was okay. And then Personality. So this book is basically, of course, about how your personality is. So of course, it talked about the 5-factor personality, but I just don't know. Like, the book just wasn't written like, I don't know. I felt like it was giving textbook vibes. Honestly, it was giving textbook vibes. So it was still fun because I was still able to finish it. The fact that I finished it still means something, but yeah, it still just wasn't something that really spoke out to me. Yeah, it was okay. And the next one is Dotcom Secrets. So of course, this one is basically just about like your sales funnel. That's basically all it is. Your sales funnel for your business as well. It's a business book as well, but it just wasn't groundbreaking. And also because I feel like this one as well is kind of like outdated in a way. So it was okay, not the greatest, but it wasn't that bad. So yeah. And then we have One Day. I really, really, really enjoyed this book. Yeah, and funny enough, as I'm thinking about it now, I don't exactly remember exactly what happened. Yes, I do not understand. Spoiler alert, please. Spoiler alert, because this is what happened in the end. Why did he kill the girl? I do not understand it. Because it's about like a story of like two friends, and like, because the guy was always like, the guy wasn't like committed, so to say. Like, the guy wasn't committing, and because the guy was still like, of course, like a guy, so he wasn't like a man. So the girl knew that she liked him, and he knew that he liked her, but they just never like made it official. And I think it's mostly on the part of the guy, because yeah, the guy just was a child at that time, so he was just frolicking around. And then towards the end, they now found each other and they were happy. Tell me why this author killed this girl. I do not understand it. I don't get it. I'm completely lost as to how the author thought that was good. I don't know. Like, it was off. Yeah, I didn't understand it. So yeah, it was one that said, honestly, I don't understand it or whatever. And then The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. So this was a book that I read. This was one of the books when I was trying to get into reading, and I'll just pick up a book, I won't finish it. So I was like, okay, I actually resonated with some of the things that he said at that time when I read the book. So I was like, okay, let me read it now that I'm more into this personal development kind of thing. And it was okay, but I just feel like, of course, if you know the Mark Manson, like, even from like the title of the book, he's just really like raw, unnecessarily saying raw, unhinged things in the book, and it just wasn't my vibe. Okay, that's just not my vibe anymore. Okay, the Holy Spirit is within me. It's just not my vibe. But it's like, okay, let me just finish the book. And I read it, and it was okay. But of course, I still subscribe to that fact. Like, you cannot be putting your all into everything. Like, you cannot care about everything. So you have to be really strategic about the things that you do care about, what you actually care about. So that's just like the main thing of the book. Like, it's not just like, okay, you will not give a fuck about anything, like you will not care about anything, but you will make sure that you have the set of things that you do care about, and everything that is not that thing doesn't deserve your care. Of course, it's not if it doesn't deserve your care, but it's just not your priority. And when it comes to you choosing on what is going to rub your peace or what is going to make you happy, you know that is those things that you have chosen from the get-go. So that's basically what the story is about. But just his like language, just saying things like, bro, yeah, come on. Anyways, yeah, that's just after that. Then the next one is A Voice in the Wind. So this book, I wasn't able to finish it because where I downloaded it from, it was an EPUB, but it just wasn't like, a lot of words were missing, a lot of letters were missing from words. Like, it was just really a bad experience. And all of the versions for this book on the site that I download books from, they were like that. They were the exact same thing. So it was just really stressful for me to read. So I was just like, yeah, I can't finish it. But I've heard so many good things about it. And then we have Mere Christianity. Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis. Lives in my head rent free. That book, please, if you are in the Christian faith, you need to read that book. Because not only does it, because like with atheists, right, they can have like all these like things of like how they feel the world should be, so this is why they don't believe in God. And the fact that he was not able to like counter so many things like that, like, it just gives like arguments as to why Christianity is real, okay, as to why there is God and why Christianity is real. And it's just an amazing book altogether. Like, I loved the book, and as I was just reading the book, and not only was all the things that he was saying so true and so real, but his writing style is so nice. Like, he's like really sarcastic in a way, and yeah, so like his writing style is just really nice. Like, I laughed a very good amount of times when I was reading the book, and it was just so amazing. Honestly, like, I would highly recommend the book if you are new to your faith, but also if you are not new to your faith, but maybe you like shy away from like the arguments as to why Christianity is real. Because even in my TikTok, I am very like, I want to know, okay, why do you feel God is not real? Why do you feel like there is no God? Why do you feel like Christ is not real? So just being able to like see their own point of view, but still being able to see God in that and see that no, it's not like that. So that's just like, with our faith, we shouldn't shy away from naysayers or like people that do not believe. Like, no, we should hear their point of view and still be able to see God in that. So yeah, would highly recommend the book. Amazing the way it was written, the things that he said, amazing. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 period. The next one is The Masterpiece by Francine Rivers. So this was actually really fun as well. So this one is about like a guy. So the guy was a painter, and he made it big, but in his childhood he actually went through a whole lot. Like, he went through a whole lot, went through like foster homes. His mom died. And that story of how his mom died was really, really, really like, yeah, it was really touching. But yeah, and also like his love interest in that one as well too. I don't think I should say it. Spoiler alert, that one literally had dad killed her mom, and then he killed himself. Yeah. That book was really touching, honestly. And they found themselves, of course, and the way they found themselves was that she was working for him as an executive assistant, okay, but the guy, he was really like, he was like a loner. He didn't like people, like the people that he had worked with as his executive assistant in the past. Like 4 people left because they just didn't like his attitude. But yeah, and also the lady was a Christian and the guy was an atheist. So yeah, she rubbed off on him, and it was just an amazing book. Honestly, like, you need to read it. It's really nice. It's Francine Rivers. Anything that has Francine Rivers on it, you just know it's going to be a banger. You just know that, yeah, I'm not going to waste my time reading this book. So yeah, would highly recommend that book as well. And then we have The Unfair Advantage. So this book, I think I would read this book. I felt nothing. Like, I just feel like the book was just really bland. Like, I don't know, like, of course, like, it's like, maybe because me, I don't think I really have an unfair advantage like that, so maybe that's why I couldn't relate. Maybe that's why I couldn't relate. I think it was annoying me. But yeah, it's just basically about how like you have to like leverage your unfair advantages in order for you to succeed in life, in order for you to succeed in business. So are you like, do you have a lot of money, or are you really intelligent, or do you know a lot of people? All of that. So you just have to leverage your unfair advantage. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't something that was really groundbreaking for me. And as I said, maybe because I don't have an unfair advantage that I can use. It was just because that's just basically what it was. We're just like, okay, just talking about how all these unfair advantages can work for you, and also how you can build it, but can you really build it? I don't know. But yeah, that's just that. The next one that I read was Surrounded by Idiots. I really like this one. So what it talks about is that it's about like how people are different. But what I don't like about it was that it was really like, all or nothing. So it's like based on the fact that people are categorized. It was okay. It was okay. But of course it's really good because it like just gives you actionable advice on how you can deal with every type of person. Okay, so the red people, how can you deal with them? How can you get them into your favor? So it's just telling you about how you can deal with people. Yeah, and as you can tell, Surrounded by Idiots, so it's just like the basis of like, okay, because someone is not the kind of person that you are, you might see them and think that's an idiot, but no, they're just different from you. So that's just the way he talked about this here. And then Blue Dahlia, this was okay. It's about a book. It's like a normal list, and I had to like skip because the sex scenes were a lot, so I had to skip them a lot. So it's basically about like a woman that was widowed. Yeah, she's a widow, and so she got a new job, and then she met this guy. Oh, and then also there's like thing of like, okay, there were ghosts in the house. Like it was just okay. It was just okay. It was just an okay. It was an okay. Yeah, and the next one is Good Vibes, Good Life. So this one, I saw a lot of good things about it, but I was like, it was like mainly manifestation about how you can, like the beginning of the book, the chapter 1 was like, how we like manifested things. And child, if you know anything about manifestation in this 21st century, I do not want to be a part of that because child, that thing gets dark real quick. Okay, and that was like what seemed to be like the main thing of the book, and I just wasn't willing to stick around to find out. I just wasn't willing to stick around to find out. So yeah, I had to just stop it. Yeah, and then the next one is Okpe's Money Diary. So this is the only book that I had physically. I don't know if it's here, it's not here, but this is the only book that I have physically. And this just stamped it for me that physical books are not my go-to, because why is it so hard to read physical books? Like, you now have to start holding this, you now have to start. It's a lot. I just want to swipe on my phone. So yeah, but it was really good book. Of course, it's really funny. It's the Okpe from Cowrie Rise. My brother got it when he went to an event. So he just brought it home for me. I was like, okay, let me just, because as you can see, I didn't really read any money book. So to say only like business books, but I didn't really read money books. And it was okay. It was an okay book. So I would definitely, I was fun at it. It was okay. It was alright. It was funny. And it was okay. It was insightful as well. Then the next one is Good Material. Respectfully gave me the ick, okay? Because First of all, the protagonist in this story, he's too old for all the things that he was doing. Like, he needs to fix up. That man needs to fix up. What? So immature. That man is so immature. Like, I do not get it. Like, I do not get how she felt like this was a good protagonist to use. Like, excuse me. Because basically, it's about like a story of like a guy who is going through a breakup. So it's like the process of him going through the breakup, and it's just like, I don't know, like, come on bro, please, no. It was just very mature in the book, and I was just like, this is just not the vibe for me, honestly. So there's this, like, let me read it. There was a factory fault when God, whoever she is, made them with the hopes of compatibility. And I'm like, excuse me, whoever who is. So when I read that statement, I was like, okay, let me just like read, like maybe that's just like, yeah, let me just read, let me just overlook it. And then one time when I now wanted to, like, because what I do is like while I'm reading, I just like write notes in my Notion page for the book of how I'm feeling about the book. And then one day when I was having a bad day, and I was just like, let me just like write something as I normally do in my notes, I just read the screenshot that I put in the notes, and I was like, why am I reading this book? Like, this book is really annoying me. So it just really upset me again. I was like, yeah, I'm not reading this. I'm just not doing this. And yeah, that's just basically that for that. So I just stopped reading the book. Yeah, I just stopped. I was just like, yeah, I'm not spending my time, because time is precious and you cannot be wasting the time reading a book that you don't even like the protagonist, you don't even vibe with the protagonist, like the protagonist is irritating you. If anybody is irritating you, it shouldn't be the protagonist, honestly. That's what I feel. So yeah, I just had to for the book. So yeah, these are the two books that I'm currently reading. So the first I'm currently reading now, they are Wanting and Ready Player One. The first one is I'm reading the Wanting because it's the end of the year and I want to fully, like, I saw the book, Ali Abdal, recommended it. It looks like a book that could really, like, make me have that, clear to think that, okay, all the goals that I'm setting are things that I actually want, not just because other people want them or not just because other people have them, but I actually want these things, okay? So I'm like quarter into the book. It's giving textbook vibes. The book is giving textbook vibes, but I just hope it gets better and it gets more practical at the end because I really do like the theme of the book. It's really good. Mimetic desire. It's really like the theme is really nice. So I just hope it becomes more practical by the end of the book. And then the next one I'm reading is Ready Player One. So I'm really excited about this book because it's like my first sci-fi book that I'm reading and it's just really nice. I really like the way the book has been written so far, and yeah, I'm really excited to read the book. So I'm just like in the beginning stages of that book because that book is actually long. It's actually really long. So yeah, that's basically it after that, guys. Basically after that, as I promised, this is the link. This is the site that you can get these books for free. All of these books that I have mentioned, they are on that site for free. And yeah, guys, as I said before, please do not look at it as a way of me telling you not to conversate these authors. I really do hope and believe that these books have been put there are actually authorized. I hope so. It's just like the way it is, like you can watch movies on like all of these sites. I just hope that's the way it is, and they found a way to compensate them, because for all of the books that I love, all of these books that I love, like I would really hope that they're being compensated for the beautiful work that they have done on these books. But yeah, guys, it's just like a really cool way for you to just try reading, try getting back into reading without having to commit, because now books are quite expensive now, and imagine buying a book and you don't even like it. I would not be happy. I would not be happy. So yeah, guys, that's basically that for that. Oh, this was actually a mouthful, honestly. Like I just had to rush through. I wasn't able to talk about the plots for the books because I just didn't want this video to be 1 hour long. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking by to the end, and let me know, have you read any of these books? Is there any rating that you disagree with me on? And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.